Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing great and you're all well. I was not feeling well the past couple of days, but I am much better now and I am back. So today I'm going to show you guys how to customize your espadrilles and add some African print fabric. It's going to be quite a long video, so sit tight and let's get into it. So these are my espadrilles. I bought them from Yaga. If you don't know, Yaga is like the Poshmark version of South Africa. So they've definitely been worn before. So they did not cost me that much. I removed the soles of the espadrille. I just used a seam ripper for this. I separated the sole from the top part of the shoe. So there are my two soles. Then I now went on to deassemble the top part of the shoe, and it's comprised of mainly 3 parts. Then I just took my seam ripper and I carefully took it apart, and in the end I had those 3 parts. So then I now used the bottom part to now cut some padding. This is padding or baiting. It's the thin one, and I cut 2 pieces left and right. And then I used it to go ahead and cut some African print fabric for the bottom part of the shoe. So make sure to leave a seam allowance of about half an inch to even an inch, because you use that allowance to fold over and then you do a tacking stitch. I did a tacking stitch right round You won't need to sew over this, just do the tacking stitch and leave it there. So there are my 2 little bottom pieces done. Then I took the 2 front parts of the shoe and then I cut some interfacing. This is heavy interfacing. You can also use the medium interfacing. So all in all, I had 4 little pieces, 2 for the back and 2 for the front. Then I now took those little pieces and I used them to cut the African print fabric. Then I also cut some polycotton fabric for the lining. You can use any kind of material you want for the lining. I personally chose this red polycotton. Then I went on to iron the interfacing onto the little fabrics. I did this for both the front pieces and for the back pieces. Then I now took the front pieces and the back pieces. I also took the polycotton and then I laid them right sides facing each other, and then I pinned. Then I went on to stitch. So you need to leave the ends open, and for the top part you leave the straight part open. Then I went on to stitch just as I am showing in the video. Then I went on to stitch just as I'm showing in the video. After sewing, I now turn them inside out. Then I now went on to iron everything. So for the top front pieces, I just ironed them and then I folded in the edges that I'd used to turn them inside out. You don't need to do this for the back pieces, only the front pieces. Then now I had to attach the front part of the shoe to the back part of the shoe, and how I do this is by inserting the little straight one onto the corners like that. I did this for the other side of the shoe. Then I went on to stitch that whole place. After stitching, I now went on to join the top part of the shoe to the bottom part. And how I do this is by taking the bottom part which I had put the padding on intact, and then I align it, and then I start to pin. It immediately starts to take shape. I did this for both pieces. Then I went on to stitch them right round on the sewing machine. After stitching now, I had to attach them onto the soles. And first you need some contact glue. So you basically need to follow the instructions of the type of glue that you'll be using. After a few minutes, I now placed the top part of the shoe onto the soles. Then I now used this needle. It's a straight needle. It was a little bit thick. This is a close-up of the needle, and some embroidery thread. Then I started to sew right round the shoe. So the kind of stitch that you'll be doing here is called a blanket stitch. So I also had my little pliers there for when the needle is hard to get through the layers. I would use the little pliers to pull the needle. So there you can see the stitch. Then I did this right round, and I did this for both shoes. So this is when the shoes were done. I think the project came out quite well. The next project is going to be espadrilles that are open toe, because I really like this project and I really like how they always turn out. Thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you in my next video.